Good afternoon and welcome along to the horseracing.net preview of Saturday's racing action that's due to take place on ITV, and it should be a stellar day of racing as well, one that's headlined by the Group 1 Sprint Cup at Haydock Park, and there's plenty of good supporting races as well, a few really tricky handicaps, and the Group 3 September Stakes at Kempton, which sees Enable make her final start on British soil before heading to the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe at Longchamp next month. That race won't be on the ITV7 though. Enable is a 6-1 on favourite for that race. Should expect her to win. But we're going to be looking and concentrating on the 7 races taking place in the ITV7. £50,000 up for grabs if you can pick out each and every winner on the permutation. And if you are enjoying these videos, do like and subscribe, and come back for more next week as well. But anyway, we're going to start with the feature race. It's the 3:25 at Haydock. This is the Sprint Cup Stakes, a Group 1 contest over 6 furlongs. And it's a race which traditionally can catch out a favourite or two over the years. Some really good horses have been beaten in this, but favourite backers and punters have a very good recent record in this. 3 of the last 4 winners have been market leaders. And the favourite this time around is the Sir Michael Stoute trained Dream of Dreams, who arrives here on the back of a brilliant run. He won by 7 lengths last month in the Hungerford Stakes, a Group 2 contest over 7 furlongs. And that form is some of the strongest on offer. He routed the field that day. He's going to have to prove that he can do it over 6, but you would think he could, because he has some very high class form under his belt over 6 as well. He's finished second in each of the last 2 renewals of the Diamond Jubilee Stakes at Ascot. He's one that you've got to take very seriously with Oisin Murphy booked to ride. But mentioning Ascot, he finished second behind another one who takes his chance here. That's Hello Youmzain. He won the Diamond Jubilee at Ascot by a head, and won this race as well last year. He's bidding to become the first horse to win this race for 53 years back-to-back since Be Friendly back in the 1960s. And I think he's got very, very strong claims of doing so, because I think he's run very, very well since that Haydock Park success. He was an excellent winner at Ascot in June, and then he has been beaten twice since, but I think there was credit in both of those runs. He was 5th behind Oxted in the July Cup, and then bounced right back to his best to finish 2nd behind Space Blues at Deauville last time out. He's got some of the strongest form on offer here. He's a game front runner as well. I think he's going to be very difficult to pass here at Haydock Park. He's got an excellent record at the course, won twice in his 3 starts. Also load the colours of Calix here last year as well. I think he's one that's going to be very difficult to beat. So Hello Youmzain gets the vote to win this for the 2nd year running. Head back now to the start of the day. The 2:15 at Haydock. This is over 1 mile and 6. It's a race for the stayers. And the one I think is going to be very difficult to stop here is favourite Moon, who's got some very strong form under his belt over course and distance. He won here back in July and took a really notable scalp. He beat Subjectivist by a length that day, and that form has worked out really well, hasn't it? Subjectivist has gone on improving and has become a real bona fide contender for the St Leger at Doncaster next week. Favourite Moon arrives here on a pretty good mark. He's on a mark of 87, £7 higher than Haydock, and got something to prove as well. It was disappointing at York last time out in the Melrose Handicap when pretty well supported. I think it's worth forgiving him for that run. He should bounce back here, I fancy, in a first-time tongue tie. He's going to have to overcome form with the reopposing Arthurian Fable. He was an excellent second in the Melrose last time, but you get the feeling that there's untapped potential in favourite Moon. Definitely not got to the bottom of him yet, and returned back to Haydock Park, a course which he goes well at. Fancy him to return to winning ways. So favourite Moon in the 2:15 at Haydock. Now the 250 is the old Borough Cup at Haydock again. Another race for the stayers. This is a big handicap over 1 mile and 6. 17 runners go to post. And you may remember last year a certain Kieran Fallon bursting onto the scene with a victory in this race on Time to Study. He's not here this time around. He's down at Ascot for a few important rides, but this is a wide open contest. I think you can make a serious case for a wide number of these 17 strong field, but the one that keeps catching my eye at a double figure price is Yukon Glen. It could be worth playing him each way. Now, He's one of the older runners in the field. He is a 7-year-old, but he's shown plenty of really good form at his best, and he's been holding his own really well in some tough assignments so far this season. You may remember he chased home Stradivarius in the Goodwood Cup back in July. There was no shame in that defeat, and was an excellent fifth in the Ebor Handicap last month as well at York. His mark's beginning to slip a little bit. He arrives here just £2 higher off his last winning mark, and he's very much a no-nonsense ride as well from a tactical point of view, as he's very much a front runner. He's suited by soft conditions, got some strong form, so any stickiness, tackiness in the ground at Haydock should play into his hands. And he's just a very likeable type, and in what's a wide open contest, it isn't difficult to see him hitting the frame at about the 14-1 mark. So Glen gets the vote for me, but so many of these deserve at least a second look, including Australis, who's very unexposed over staying trips. And then Glencadam Glory, Rhythmic Intent, and Dark Jedi are all three that arrive here in really good heart and well worth a second look. But Glen each way in the 250. On to the 305 now. This is the Lavazza Stakes at Ascot Heritage Handicap. 11 runners due to go to post. And this is a really interesting 3-year-old handicap. I think a few are worthy of consideration. My Frankel is the favourite at the time of recording, about 3-1. He's got Kieran Fallon on. It's going to be popular, picked up back-to-back wins the last twice, and should be plenty more to come as well from him on his handicap debut. Shandoz was victorious over course and distance last time out, well worth another go, off £4 higher. And then you've got Al-Kakar as well, who was well backed at Glorious Goodwood and had a really progressive profile there, but disappointed. He's worth another chance. The horse that beat him at Goodwood, Cephorus, he's worth another look as well. But the way I'm going to go here is with Kipps, who has yet to win in 4 starts so far this term, but it's very difficult to knock what he's shown. And that is very useful form. The pick of which was when finishing second behind Hookham in the King George V Stakes over this course and distance at the Royal Meeting back in June. We know all about Hookham. He's bound for the St Ledger. Kipps has been holding his form really well since. I think he arrives here on a very competitive mark, and I think he offers plenty of value at about 11-2 for the Hughie Morrison team to take this. So Kipps to get the reward for his good recent work. Looking now at the 340 at Ascot, we'll bypass the Sprint Cup. This is the Tween Hills Followed Foals Handicap, another wide open competitive race. This one over 6 furlongs. The favourite is Masonic for Charlie Hills. Charlie Hills' team in fine fettle at the moment. The team are flying at the moment. And this one is in really good form as well. This gelding by Mason won each of his last 2 starts and arrives here off a competitive looking mark of 93. Well worth a look, but that is a career high mark, and I think it could be worth taking him on with Spanish City at a much bigger price. He's about 10-1, and he's a regular in this sort of sphere, particularly at Ascot, and he is actually yet to win at this Berkshire venue, but regularly runs well in these types of events, and is just £2 higher now than his last winning mark. He did struggle here last time out in the International Stakes, but you don't have to go too far back to find some smart form from him. He was an excellent third in the Wokingham at June. He's very good at Ascot. I think he offers plenty of value at his current price. He's on a pretty decent mark at the moment. I'd chance Spanish City at 10-1 here. Back to Haydock now for the 4 o'clock. This is another sprint handicap. This is named after Be Friendly, the only back-to-back winner of the Sprint Cup, of course. The 4 o'clock, 12 runners due to go to post for this, and this is about as wide open as you can get. 11-2 the field here, this 12-runner field, possible to make a case for plenty. And with that in mind, we're going to go with an old favourite, and that is Danzino. Now, he's very much a stalwart in this sphere. He's a 9-year-old now, but he showed that the fire still burns bright and he is capable of useful form, because he finished an excellent second at Newcastle last month. That form has worked out really well. The first and the third have won since. And while he has to concede quite a bit of weight to the field here off top weight, it isn't out of the realms of possibility off his current mark. Fancy him to prove his class here and take this. Looks a good opportunity for Danzino to return to winning ways. Last but not least, we head back to Ascot for the 4:15. Another handicap, this time over 7 furlongs. Porsche handicap, 17 due to go to post, and it's the same course and distance as the International Stakes. And with that in mind, Luxworth very much keeping the faith here with Blue Mist, who for a heck of a long time has shaped as one capable of winning a big handicap for the Roger Charlton team. And everything came together last time out in July over course and distance. He was a really smart winner of that race, won by a length and a quarter. He's up £6 here, but I still think that could be within his reach. I think he rates as a really solid option here, and at 9-2, he gets the vote to follow up here Blue Mist and show his class. He could potentially yet progress into one who could head into Pattern Company. So Blue Mist for me rates as a really good option in the finale. So that was the horse racing preview of Saturday's action on ITV. As I mentioned earlier, if you do like these previews, please do like and subscribe. There will be plenty of coverage next week ahead of the St Ledger on horseracing.net. There will not be a video though. Instead, there'll be articles, previews for the St Ledger and Irish Champions weekend. So do head over to horseracing.net and check that out.